Hey everybody, this is TJR. The other day I got a text from a friend who forwarded an article to me telling me that the pop bubblegum classic from 1969, Sugar Sugar, is 50 years old. Why am I, Mr. Led Zeppelin, Beatles, and Stones, talking about this particular song? Well, I think it's a really good song, number one. Number two, I have some history with it, and I have a feeling that a lot of people watching who are in my age range do as well, even though they may not want to admit to it. Also, I used to perform this song. More on that in a moment. First, a little bit of history. Sugar Sugar was released in late May 1969. It went to number one in September of that same year, and it was written by singer-songwriter Andy Kim, who was best known for international hits like Baby I Love You and Rock Me Gently. It was also written by singer-songwriter-producer Jeff Barry, best known for co-writing songs like Do-Wah Diddy Diddy, Da Do Run Run, Then He Kissed Me, Be My Baby, and Chapel of Love. Those are some pretty impressive oldies songwriting credentials. The song was, of course, credited to the cartoon band the Archies. But in real life, it featured the lead vocals of Andy Kim, music producer Ron Dante, and singer-songwriter Tony Wine. At first, radio would not play this song because they thought nobody wanted to hear a cartoon band. Remember, this is before Gorillaz. Once radio did start to play it, though, Sugar Sugar would spend 22 weeks in the Billboard Hot 100, 4 of those weeks, from September 20th to October 11th, atop the number one spot. It also hit number one in countries around the world, such as Belgium, South Africa, and the UK. Stick that up your behind, Mr. I'm Too Cool for the Room rock fan. Earlier I mentioned I had some personal history with this song, and this is true. Before I began that road to being a really serious music fan and to becoming a musician, I was a kid who, back then, gorged on Saturday morning cartoons, and the Archies was one of those. And Sugar Sugar was briefly marketed as a 7-inch flexi disc affixed to the box of Post Super Sugar Crisp cereal. Try to say that 3 times fast.
On Super Sugar Crisp, you get an Archie record. Free, free, free. Right on the box.
And as a kid, I had one of those. So yes, Sugar Sugar was my first ever record. You never forget your first record.
Collect 4 different Archie records.
Now, as my interests in music got more serious, I completely forgot about this song and it became relegated to my childhood memories. But in the 90s, I began to get really interested in older hit songs from the 50s and 60s, and I began combing the libraries and used CD stores for CD compilations. And this is when I rediscovered the song. Listening to it now as a musician and listening to it now as an older individual, I began to actually admire how well written this song was. The chord progression for the song is quite simple, but it's all the little elements. The way the guitar is strummed, the way the vocal melody is timed, the little answer callback melody between the lead vocal on the chorus and the keyboard instrumental in between. You know what I'm talking about. Sugar, sugar, da-da-da-da-da-da. The way the vocals are harmonized, all these little things do so much with so little. And listening to it as an adult, I kind of got the feeling that there was a slightly naughtier aspect to this song than any of us were ever led to believe when we were kids. So much so that when I started performing this song at my acoustic solo gigs, I started adding a few naughty lyrics at the end. And this brings me to around the year 2014. I recorded a live performance of this song for one of my defunct channels, and seeing as how the song is now 50 years old, I thought this would be a good time to repost this performance. During this performance, I'm utilizing a loop station pedal so that I can perform both the rhythm guitar and the keyboard melody, although I play the keyboard melody on my guitar using a wah pedal. Looking back at this video from over 5 years ago, what strikes me is this weird habit I had of mouthing my lead guitar lines while I'm playing this. I guess that was just something I needed to do in order to play my leads. Go figure. I remember one person who saw me performing this song assumed that because I was mouthing the guitar line that I must be using a talk box. I've always wanted to record this particular version. I always pictured playing it on acoustic guitar with some heavily distorted, fuzzed out lead guitar and some mild percussion and bass guitar. There are so many songs I'd like to record, but perhaps I'll get to this one sooner than later now. Who knows? Anyways, let me know what you think of this rendition. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sugar, whoa, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you, honey, whoa, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you. Well, I just can't believe the loveliness of loving. I just can't believe it's true. I just can't believe the wonder of this feeling too. I just can't believe it's true. Whoa, oh, oh, sugar. Whoa, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you, honey. Oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you. When I kissed you, girl, I knew how sweet a kiss could be. Knew how sweet a kiss could be. Like the summer sun, you spread your sweetness over me. Spread your sweetness over me. Whoa, oh, oh, sugar. Oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you, honey. Oh, sugar, sugar, you are my candy girl, and you got me here wanting you. Pour a little sugar on me, baby. Pour a little sugar on me, honey. I'm gonna make your life so sweet, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour a little sugar on me, baby. Pour a little sugar on me, honey. I'm gonna make your life so sweet, yeah, yeah, yeah. Pour a little sugar now, pour a little sugar now. With cream and sugar on me, baby. Nuts and sprinkles on me, baby. Little chocolate syrup on me, baby.